Tribe.
Tribu.
A group of people.
Bound together.
Unified.
In mind.
In mind.
And purpose.
Gathering.
Kokus.
They're gathered.
A coming.
A bringing.
A circling.
Together. Together.
Celebration.
Shakuga.
Celebrasi.
An elevation of soul and spirit.
Of mind and body.
A joyous remembering.
A party. A festival.
The gathering.
Circling. Coming together.
Of a
Tribe.
tribe.
For the purpose.
Of powerful.
Joyful.
Unforgettable.
Celebration.
And the tribe will gather together.
They will celebrate your abundant goodness and joyfully sing of your righteousness.
This is a day you are to commemorate. For the generations to come, you shall celebrate it as a festival to the Lord.
The whole community
Tribe.
must celebrate it.
And so we are gathering with our young and old.
With our sons and daughters.
Because we are to
Celebrate
a festival to the Lord.
There can be no doubt what this time is all about. Why the mighty drummers beat,
Why we sing so bold, why we gather young and old, why our people come to be.
So listen, I can hear it now.
For it's been commanded, the reins are ours, and we have brought you all aboard.
Cry the cry across the land, anticipating what's at hand. Come from every nation now, come and join the celebration now. Yeah!
Any stranger here, see it clear that our people are filled with heart.
they'll come among our tribe. They'll gather here inside and see that they've been made apart.
So feel it, I can see it now.
Here in this December, joyfully remember as we hear that gathering call. Cry the cry across the land, anticipating what's at hand. Come from every nation now, come and join the celebration. Feel the mighty stomping beat, strongly shouting voices sing. Feel the spirit of people come alive with the gathering of our tribe. Cry the cry across the land, anticipating what's at hand. Come from every nation now, come and join the celebration. The gathering of our tribe.
I am Tanani, strong and courageous.
I am Layla, nurturing and wise.
I am Kira, cunning and clever.
And I am Bob.
And we welcome you to our gathering.
Our celebration.
Our carnival.
Carnival?
Yes.
Carnival.
No, Bob. A carnival's a tilt-a-whirl and a cotton candy booth set up in a strip mall parking lot.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
This is no carnival.
This is a festival.
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 Welcome to the festival. For generations and generations,
In every season.
Every nation.
Every culture.
tribes have gathered to celebrate the festival.
The festival of the new moon.
The festival of the old moon.
Harvest festivals.
Wedding festivals.
Birthday festivals.
And death day festivals.
God has seen that it is good to celebrate in this way.
This is a day you are to commemorate.
For the generations to come, you shall celebrate it as a festival to the Lord.
A lasting ordinance.
And so tonight, another tribe gathers.
Our tribe.
To celebrate a great and mighty festival.
And what do we celebrate, you may ask?
Is it a snow festival?
Snow. Pretty little snowflakes.
No.
Is it a celebration of the winter solstice?
Winter solstice. Yes, that's
No.
it. No.
Do we celebrate decorated pine trees?
Tinsel shrouded and candy cane covered.
Yes.
Both inside and out?
Yes.
No.
Is it the long-awaited fat man in red?
Santa Claus with a belly of meat. Ho, 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 ho. Nope.
Not even that.
No. While we have often celebrated in this way,
And even celebrated these things themselves.
They are not worthy of celebration tonight.
And so we cast off these things.
The snow,
The winter.
the trees,
Even the fat man.
Yes, even he.
we gather together as a tribe to celebrate the
coming of the prince,
the pageantry.
the music,
The laughter.
the celebration.
It is for one purpose alone,
For one reason only.
To gather.
to honor.
To joyfully.
The prince.
The festival of the prince.
Yes.
Yes.
No,
No.
the prince who is king.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So the festival of the king.
The festival of the king.
The festival of the king.
So listen, I can hear it now.
Here in this December, joyfully remember, hear the gathering call.
Feel the mighty
The gathering of our tribe.
Once there was a king.
A great king.
Mightiest of kings.
The King of Kings.
Yes.
And the people
and he was in love.
in love with his people.
But the people did not know. And the people cried.
They could not understand.
Oh Lord, hear my prayer. Let me know you're there. My spirit's faint within me. Oh Lord, I wanna hide. And the people cried.
The people were in trouble.
Reckless,
Destructive.
broken, and hurting.
They did not know how to change.
They did not know how to heal.
They did not know how to save themselves.
From themselves.
They desperately need the care.
The help.
The love.
Of the king.
The king shouted his love.
From the rooftops.
He wrote many love notes,
He reached into their lives.
gave many pardons.
Forgave their wrongs.
Endlessly.
And the people cried.
They did not respond to the king's decrees.
They did not return his love notes.
They did not hear him.
For some reason, they did not want to. Oh, my heart is tough, and my ears have heard enough. My eyes look nowhere toward, while I shout for how long, Lord? And the people cried. Oh, 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 oh.
And so the king wept for his people.
With his people,
Their misery.
Their woe.
their need for help,
Their need for him. He saw.
He felt.
the plight of his people.
He had talked.
But they could not hear him.
He had acted.
But they did not see.
And so he saw their need.
To see him.
To know he was real.
And close.
And there.
But a king
With them,
does not come down
one of them.
to live among the people.
No king but this king.
And so he prepared to leave his palace, his home, his mighty throne, to live among the people.
He prepared to dress himself like them, to become one of them.
Common.
This king,
Weak.
our king,
Human.
but still king. And so he sent word.
Shout, daughter of Jerusalem, see your king comes to you, righteous and having salvation, gentle
He sent announcements.
The Lord will lay bare his holy arm in the sight of all nations, and all of the ends of the earth shall see the salvation of our God.
He sent invitations.
Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin will be with child and will give birth to a son and will call him Emmanuel.
God, the King, with us.
All this. So that they would notice his coming.
The King,
Elohim.
The king.
Adonai.
the King.
And the people cry. Still, no one listened. He came anyway.
He came anyway.
To declare his love.
To a people that did not love him back,
To be with those
who did not want him.
Such was.
And is.
The love of the King.
He mounted his white horse.
No, Bob.
He boarded his mighty chariot.
No, try again.
Corvette?
No.
No?
No.
Well, was he a king or not?
He is.
He is
The greatest kind of king. He came
poor.
Afraid.
Alone.
to a girl.
And so it was
So it was
that the king chose a girl.
Not a rich girl, or a girl of high position or rank.
Not a chieftain's daughter or a princess.
Just a girl.
Just a girl.
Just a girl.
And so it was that the king sent a messenger.
One who stood in the presence of the king
One who was sent to speak.
to tell her of this good news.
A mighty messenger.
A mighty messenger.
A mighty messenger. A mighty, mighty messenger.
The messenger came to the girl with a message from the king.
Greetings, you who are highly favored. The Lord is with you.
The girl was greatly troubled at his words.
Well, look at the guy. I'd be a little greatly troubled myself.
And she wondered what kind of greeting this might be, but the messenger brought
Glad tidings.
Tidings for you.
Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid.
You're supposed to be afraid.
Okay, I'm a little
Don't be afraid. You have found favor with God.
What have I done to find favor?
It's not what you have done, but what He plans to do through you. He has chosen you, for His mercy flows forever.
Plans? Through me?
You will give birth to a son.
A son? But I'm a virgin.
I know.
We
We
know.
know.
Go on. Go ahead.
But you will give birth to a son, and he will be great. Great! He will be called the Son of the Most High. Most High! Most High! He will be called
Wonderful.
Wonderful Counselor.
Mighty God.
Don't you see? It's the coming of the King.
Through me?
Yes.
But no buts, child, no buts.
I know your reasons why not. But the King has them well in hand. So make ready for the coming of the King.
I am a servant of the King. May it be to me as you have said.
Oh, don't worry. It will be.
Left alone and wondering, the girl was afraid. Blessed are you among women, girl, and blessed is the child that you will bear. But she saw, in good time, the blessing of the message from the King.
The plan he was unfolding out of his unimaginable love.
Such a simple and unexpected way for a king to come. And she believed. I believe. And she trusted. I trust. Blessed is she who has come to believe that what the King has said will be.
All the good you've given me is bigger than the mighty baobab tree. The goodness that comes down from you is straighter than the tall shoots of bamboo. Like a waterfall that's pouring over me are the blessings of my King. Like a toucan that is taking flight, or a star that rises smoothly in the night. Like the beating rhythm of the drum is the beating of my heart to know you've come. Like a waterfall that's pouring over me are the blessings of my King. Who am I? Not a princess or impressive kingly girl. So then why, when the darkness lies so thickly on this world, do I get to be the one to bring the world the sun, to show the world the face of the King? Like the sunrise shines across the plains, your goodness warms the blood within my veins. Like a waterfall that's pouring over me are the blessings of my King. Who am I? Not a princess or impressive kingly girl. So then why, when the darkness lies so thickly on this world, do I get to be the one to bring the world the sun, to show the world the face
And so it was that the girl's challenges had not come to an end, for there was a man,
Not a fancy man,
Or a rich man.
a carpenter.
just a man,
Just a man.
Just a man.
But a man of God.
And so it was that the man was pledged to be married to the girl.
The same girl who had received a message from the king.
And so it was that he discovered that she was to have a baby and that it was not his.
And so it was that he wasn't too crazy about that.
Being a good man, he talked to her.
But he did not believe her.
She told him the truth.
But he could not hear.
And so as not to bring her disgrace,
He decided to divorce her.
And it was then that a mighty battle began within this man.
And there was nothing quiet about it.
My soul is torn apart. My spirit is beating within me, wrestling me to the ground as I let her go. But there's nothing else to do. I must struggle through, disgraced, despairing, desiring to be with her. Without her. The story about the king, this falsely told thing, makes me mad, mistrusting, mistaken all about her. Now I'm without her.
and so it was that the king sent a messenger.
One who stood in the presence of the king.
One who was sent to speak
To speak into the turmoil of this man.
and bring peace.
A mighty messenger.
A mighty messenger.
I know that doubts wrestle you to the ground. Who are you? Hitting you with endless pounding, stopping goodness from abounding. You came to her too? I know your doubts surround you. You don't know. But everything she said is true. No! How can that be it? I don't know that I can believe it. A baby, come to bring peace with this birth, come to be king here on earth. Her with another, her as a mother, her with this tale of the king coming to live among us, a tale that has stung us and beats me to pieces and rattles my cages and makes me want to How can I believe? Believe it. Do not be afraid to take her home as your wife, because what is in her is from him. The king? None other. He has come to be among the people. Why? To save the people from themselves. But who does something like that? This king. I believe.
And so it was that this girl and this man took a journey.
Together.
A journey foreseen through the ages.
To the least of all towns.
But you, Bethlehem, though you are small among the clans of Judah,
Out of you will come for me.
For me.
For me, one who is ruler
King.
over Israel and beyond.
whose origins are of old, from ancient times.
To this, lowest of all places, they journeyed.
And their arrival was not greeted by fanfare, as it should have been.
In fact, all doors were closed to them.
Which is why the manager pulled some strings and they stayed in a 5-star hotel.
No, there was no room.
Okay, they stayed in a 4-star hotel with an outdoor swimming pool.
No, there was no room.
Motel 6?
Bob, there was no room.
Gotcha.
For it was to be that this highest of kings
Was to come in the lowest of ways.
for all people.
Nearby, in the fields,
There were shepherds
Poor men.
who were watching over their sheep by night.
Oh, those poor sheep, so cold.
When suddenly a messenger appeared before them.
A mighty, mighty messenger.
Yeah, mighty, mighty messenger.
Behold,
And they were terrified.
do not be afraid.
he said to these,
Poor men.
For I bring you good news of great joy, which will be for all people. For today, in the lowest of towns, the king has come at long last.
Is he in the palace?
Is he in the governor's mansion? Is he in the temple?
He is in
Yes.
the dirt
The dirt?
and the hay.
What the hey?
What kind of king comes like that?
Yeah,
Haven't you been listening?
I guess not.
This king.
Hold it. Now cut them some slack. I mean, they did just come in, and look at the sorry old seats they got there.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you know-
Sorry, guys.
Hey, no problem.
Didn't think a thing
Thanks,
about
Bob.
that.
Poor
No
men,
problem.
cheap seats. We're used to it.
Well, go find the baby.
Wait, why us though?
We're just shepherds.
Whew, you can say that again. I mean, we can smell you from way over here. It is-
Why you?
Yes.
Yes.
Because he has come for you. Now go find the baby.
and so these
Poor men.
dropped everything.
And went to find this king.
For he came for them.
To the east, earthly kings laid eyes on a single star.
A long-awaited sign.
That the coming of the king was at hand.
It's about time.
And these kings,
Rich men.
Dropped everything.
and bearing gifts,
Yeah.
You got the gifts, right?
Yes. Yeah, of course.
And began a long journey.
A journey that would take years.
that's men for you, to find this king.
For he came for them.
And while they were there,
The man.
And the girl.
The time came for the baby to be born.
The king, the very earth itself, may have held still.
We're not quite sure about that. We're still checking.
All of heaven held its breath
All of creation trembled and quaked.
for this moment.
It's the coming of the king.
The coming of the king! And so it was through these common people.
Just a girl,
Just a man.
The king came
this uncommon plan.
to be reunited with his first love.
It was a plan for all people, a story for all nations.
all tribes,
all people.
And shepherds, rich and poor, men and women, Jews and Greeks.
you,
and me,
A simple and amazing plan.
for the king to come down in the lowest of ways.
so that we could go up to the highest of places.
A plan designed from the start.
The coming of the king.
Every tribe and every nation, filled with expectation, cause for celebration. Oh. Raise your hands, raise your voice, raise your everything and sing, coming of the King. Yeah.
All creatures of our God and King, lift up your voice with us, every tribe and every nation, filled with expectation. It's a call for celebration now. Every
tribe and every nation, filled with expectation, cause for celebration.
every
Raise your hands, raise your voice, raise your everything and sing, coming of the King. He came down to us in the dirt and shade.
came down to us to take the blame.
The waiting answer for everything is the
Coming of the King. Every tribe, every nation, filled with expectation, cause celebration now. Raise your hands, raise your voice, raise your everything and sing, coming of the King.
Birds will soar and sing. The butterflies are taking wing, and even the rocks shall raise their heads, and the flowers shout out from the beds. As heaven and nature sing, as heaven and nature sing, as heaven and nature sing, at the coming of the King. Heaven and nature sing, as heaven and nature sing, as heaven and nature sing, at the coming of the King.
Artemisa, Erimongo, Artemisa, Erimongo, Artemisa, Erimongo.